Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Litany of Catholic Martyrs for June 30th. As always, please pray for the families of those who had loved ones who were martyred on Easter Sunday in Sri Lanka. Today is the feast day of the first holy martyrs of the Catholic Church. Basically, what happened was that Nero set Rome on fire because he was a psycho, and then he blamed the Catholics for it. And so he had them all rounded, as many as he could, rounded up, bishops, everybody, priests, lay people. He had them and had them slaughtered. He actually had them crucified and lined the Appian Way uh, with the crucified bodies of these Catholics, and then he lit them on fire so at night people could see their way into Rome. So Nero was a real piece of work. Um, I do this. I remember the martyrs because I do believe that not the church, but I believe many in the hierarchy, many of the religious, they just don't mention them anymore. And the thing is, people don't realize this, but or maybe they do, but I think a lot of people don't put one and one together and get two out of it. That every child that's slaughtered is a martyr. Every little baby that's slaughtered in the womb, outside the womb, is a martyr because it's against the teachings of the church. You can't, and so they're innocent beings that are being slaughtered by the hate of mankind, by the selfishness of not hate. You know what it is? It's the selfishness and the narcissistic and the hubrisness of mankind. So they are also martyrs, the innocent martyrs. Actually, we have a feast day for them, the martyrs of the innocent ones, and that's who they are, each and every one of them. So I try and remember the martyrs. Also because I want to remind myself each and every day that I'm called upon as a Catholic. I'm called upon as a Catholic to be a good Catholic. And that means when presented with situations where I may have to defend my faith, I do it irregardless of my own well-being. People don't want to hear what you have to say. I mean, I'm not talking about being a blood martyr or a red martyr. I'm talking about being a white martyr. If you hear people tell jokes about Catholics or things like that, you have to defend the faith. And that's being a martyr. When they get in your face, you lose friends. Listen, when I first, God, I'm a convert. I wasn't born a Catholic. I was a convert. I didn't become a Catholic until I was in my 20s. And my wife was Catholic, and her grandmother was a wonderful Catholic. And I remember when I was going through catechism and um, CCRI, CCRA, CCRA was a college I attended. RCIA, right, for Christian Initiation for Adults. And I went to my brothers who were all not evangelical, fundamentalist Christians, um, uh, whatever the one Jim Jones belonged to. They were Pentecostals. And I told them I was becoming Catholic. Oh my goodness. But I didn't care because I wanted to be a Catholic really bad. I remember sitting in the back of the church. I don't want to hear my stories about becoming a Catholic. Anyway, I remember the martyrs because I believe that each and every day we are asked to be maybe a white martyr to defend the faith. And I don't want to ever forget that because Christ is the King of martyrs. So today, we remember these martyrs in Mass today, because today's Sunday, or any Mass. See if they bring up the martyrs. See if they pay attention. See if they bring up the martyrs. And maybe after a long period of time, if they don't bring them, maybe you say something to them. Say, why don't you ever talk about the martyrs, the great martyrs, even the saints? One saint of the day, one martyr of the day. Anyway, these are the men, women, and children who we honor today for their blood sacrifice. It's a commemoration of the Holy Apostle Paul, who was beheaded. At Limoges in France, St. Martial Bishop, he was a bishop with two other priests, Alpinian and Ostraclinian, wow, that's the name, whose lives were distinguished for their great miracles. On the same day, the Saints Caius, priest, and Leo, who was a subdeacon. Subdeacon is a term they use for the Tridentine Mass. The only reason I know that is because I have a priest friend who celebrates that, and he mentions that every once in a while. To continue, at Alexandria, the Passion of Saint Basilides, under the Empress Severus, he protected from the insults of profligate men. I had to look that word up, profligate men, which means men who fritter away their time, and they do not use their time wisely. So profligate men, the saintly Virgin Potamiona, Potamiona. Oh boy, I'm really bad this morning. Potamione, Potamiona. It's probably just Potamena, and I'm just trying to make some big deal out of it. It's probably just what it is. A lot of it's silent. So Potamena, whom he was leading to execution. So this man was leading this saint to execution, and received from her the reward of his pious action. So I guess while he was leading this virgin to her execution, to be martyred, he was defending her against insults. So to continue, for at the end of 3 days, it's always 3 days, she appeared to him, and placing a crown on his head, not only converted him to Christ, but by her prayers made of him, after a short combat, a glorious martyr. I'm going to read about him today. At Rome, St. Lucina, a disciple of the apostles who relieved the necessities of the saints with her goods, visited the Christians detained in prison, buried the martyrs, and was laid by their side in a crypt constructed by herself. I'd have loved to have known that lady. In the same city, St. Emiliana, martyr, and finally in the territory of Viviers, St. Ostian, priest and confessor. These are the men, women, and children who we honor today for their total and loving sacrifice for the church, for God, and for us. God bless each and every one of them, and thank you all for listening today, and God bless each and every one of you. Bye-bye now.